Hey guys, it's team training on what day are we? Wednesday, the 8th of August. Tonight we're just going to touch a little bit about three-ways, make sure everyone kind of is clear on what they're doing with that and they're really utilising those three-way calls with their upline. And the lovely Stacey is going to talk a bit about posting and how she schedules her post and what she how she plans ahead and what she actually uses to do some of her posts. So did you want to jump in now, babe, and cover that, and then I'll finish up?
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, sweet. So basically, I just wanted to touch base on starting to post and getting your team to post. I'm trying to do this at the moment with my team, and I'm getting them to reach out to the team page and look at the first 2 weeks of posting. But also I'm Stacey and I'm SSC, by the way, in New Zealand here. So I am directing them, I'm giving them a few essential posts to do, a variety to do straight off the bat. So when they first come in, it's, giving them some inspiration, giving them some recipes to try, giving them some posting about your family, posting about your day, posting about, your product, your program, all of that sort of stuff. And what I'm finding is working for them is just helping them kind of set up a little bit of a plan, and directing them to the team page, to the photos section, and kind of jumping in and using some of those photos because they're very generic, but also helping them start to use Canva a little bit and creating their own. So I've got a couple of things which I'm happy to chuck in the team page. Is I've got a little sheet which is Instagram and Facebook, and it has Monday to Sunday on it with 3 little gaps. So we should be probably posting about 2 to 3 times a day, and at the best time of day, which is basically your lunchtime or after dinner when the kids have gone to bed. That's when most people are going to be starting to kind of look at their posting. So the cool thing is in our team page is that Lindsay did do this. So when you're running out of inspiration, I love this. So I use it quite often, and I have it hanging up on my wall, and it's just your post schedule and idea jogger. It's in the team page. It's in the files section. And it's got stuff like inspirational, motivational quotes, recipes, results, challenges, lessons learned, testimonials, your wants, your needs, your loves, your fitness and health, your business, and so on and so on. So have a look at that if you're lost for ideas. I think that's fantastic to use. There are all sorts of different ways to structure your scheduling posts. I found off Freestyle, and there is one of these, and this is 3 a day. This is a basic one, and it has Monday to Saturday down the side, if you can see that. It's in the file section in the Freestyle team page. And there's different things like what am I reading, business opportunities, selfies, doing a live, products, interaction, and all of that sort of stuff. So what I do with my team is I say, write down 9 things that you're interested in. So 9 things that you're interested in. So product, program, you've got business, you've got inspiration, you've got gratitude, you've got food, you've got kids, you've got shakes, and anything else you can think of, really. Lost on that 9th one. And then basically what I do is I set up a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I write and I rotate it. And I just keep going. So it's pretty much just the same, and it's just over and over and over again. So that's my kind of chat on posting and how I set it up. and how I set my team up when they're struggling to do that is just to jump in and give them that idea. And that's pretty much me, Jay.
Thank you. That's awesome. They're really good tips. I think those, having the 9 things there is a really good idea when you're stuck for posts. Sometimes you're like, oh, I feel like I post the same things over and over. I think that's good to, go through that and be like, oh, I haven't done something about that for a while, or, if you want it to be a bit more structured. So, guys, the one thing is with sharing product too, I just wanted to touch on that is we try not to, for the new people, we try not to actually put what our product is on our Facebook. And that is purely, that's not to be deceitful or anything like that. It's purely to create some curiosity. So people are wondering what this product is, what have you got? And it's a way to start conversations and for them to reach out to you and ask you what you're doing. So it's not to be, sneaky or deceitful. It's just so we can create that curiosity. That today. So I think most people now know what I do, so I don't really hide it as much. I'm pretty open about it, but I think when you're getting started, it's good just to keep it a bit secretive. People want to reach out and talk to you and ask what's going on. People are nosy, just remember that. They always want to know what you're up to. So they will start watching when you're dropping all these little hints everywhere, and they will want to follow what you're doing. And, I guess sharing your story is the best way to share at all. Like Stacey said, all those things that she just shared, you just make them personal. So of a morning, I love to sometimes, put a photo of maybe it might be Harper just holding her little chews, saying something about how, I'm happy that she's getting all her nutrients into her body. So just, make it personal, but not selling, like just sharing your life through your posts, if that makes sense. So like today I went to take one, I actually couldn't find a shake. It was right on 3 o'clock and I was like struggling moving furniture and I was like, I felt like chocolate. And I was like, no, I'm going to have a shake. It'd be good I come in and I don't know where I packed them, so I didn't just have one. But I was thinking at the time, no, babe, is it hard to hear me?
Better now. We could, it was all muffled.
Oh, sorry, is that a bit better?
Yeah.
I might have had my hand on it, sorry. But my speaker has been playing up. Everybody's been telling me that all day, so I just got really worried. What was I saying? Yeah, anyway. So I was trying to find a shake and I couldn't find one. They're packed somewhere. And, that would have been a great post just to say, oh, I've hit that 3 o'clock slump, and you want something sweet, having the shake instead. Just things like that. Like, so you're not just like, oh, come and buy my shakes. You just share how you use the product on an everyday basis. So, and why, and share your benefits. Like, I actually seen a lady put on Facebook the other day about, there's so many things. I'm like, oh, anyway, put on there, what does everyone do for their kids, to stop their kids getting sick during winter? I've tried all the multivitamins and everything and nothing's working. And I'm like, well, I have, the kids are on JP and I haven't had a sick kid once this winter. I think Harper had like a runny nose probably once or twice, but it lasts about a day, maybe 2. It's not like weeks full of sickness, like she'll still get that runny nose. She's a kid. She's still going to get sick, but nothing like other kids. And, so I just commented on that. I didn't say it like that. I was just like, we have these great shoes and, so just always keeping your eye out for things like that where you can reach out and help people. It's not about always just sharing your posts and waiting for people to come to you either. What else about posting? Yeah, I usually love to start with gratitude or something like really inspiring for the morning. That's what I generally do when I wake up. I'd like to do something really inspiring or something about my gratitude or, something that I'm going to do. Set your intention for the day. It's really nice to do that. There's loads of, like, I think Stacey just covered it great, guys. Go back to those 9 things when you're ever stuck. I found myself, sometimes wondering what to post. And I like to just share more about my life and the lifestyle that the business can give you. So instead of like, come and join my business, I like to be sharing that I'm out with the kids. And I know Jana does this so well, that she's, out with the kids now. And everyone's used to her working like a 9 to 5, probably 8 to 6 job, And now that she's out, doing skating lessons with the boys and like going to swimming lessons and all those kind of things, people are going to be like, what the hell is she doing? Like, why should not work anymore? What's happening? So that's just a great way for people to see what you're doing and really want to know what's up and how, they're going to get FOMO and they're going to want to be doing what you're doing. I know when I'm always traveling, we've got conference every year and just things like that. I go to different work things, and we've had like leadership retreat and stuff like that. People are always curious in that kind of stuff and always like, oh, you've got the life traveling around and all this stuff. And it just creates that bit of FOMO. And I think that's what it's all about, and living that lifestyle through the product. So yeah, that's just to touch a bit about that. If you guys are stuck, Stacey just gave you some great tips to go and look through those team pages. We've got the resources there, that you can use the pictures that are already there. But just sharing your own story, I think always works best, and how you use the product every day. Did anybody else want to talk, touch on that or ask a question? Everyone's okay with doing their posts and where they're at? Awesome. I just seen there was a question. I think it was just Jana. And telling me they have a hand on speaker. Yeah, sorry. So the next thing I wanted to go over tonight was about three-way calls. Now, for those of you who are quite new, you probably haven't had to do one of these yet. So the three-way call is basically how you got started. You would have been on a call with either myself or Jana, and whoever your upline is. So, and that's the way that the business really works. You're reaching out and you'd be using your scripts, inviting people to take a look at the event or sending them a recording, once they've accepted, and once they've said yes, we'll always make sure you ask if you can send that recording, or, or if they're obviously going to ask them and jump online, but always make sure you ask if you can send the recording of an event first. And then we like to, when they come back and say, yeah, sure, make sure they've watched it, give them a day or two, and always make sure you're putting in your message that you're going to follow up with them in a day or two. So then you don't look like you're being a pest or any of that if you've got to follow up 3 times, because you're just being professional and doing what you said you're going to do. So I like to always give them a time frame for when I will check back in with them. And then going to them, and instead of giving them options of, what did you like about that? And they're going to think, oh, what did I really like? Maybe I didn't like anything. I like to say, and I learned this is another thing that Eric Warre taught at GoPro, which we've always been taught in Team Freestyle anyway. But, you ask them what they loved most about the link. So then they've got to think about something that they actually liked about it. Even if they didn't like anything, they've got to think of, what they liked best. So that's a good way to get them to, tell you something positive, and you can kind of go on from there. Usually as soon as I get somebody to watch an event, and they come back and say, yeah, I love this about it, that about it, see if they've got some questions, I basically then just put them in a 3-way message and just say, look, this is my upline. I'm new to the business. She's been in the business a lot longer than me. She's going to be able to help us with any questions that you might have. So, we'll go into a 3-way message and just explain that I like to explain it to them. Jana, do you do the same thing? Just so I can check how you guys.
I wasn't listening.
You're right. But do you just explain to people that you're going to put them in a 3-way message?
Oh, no.
Huh? You just do it.
Yep, just do it. Adam told me to stop doing that ages ago, and I told my team to stop doing that. So as soon as they get a response back from their perspective, either they've got questions or they're interested or get me started, they pop it straight into the 3-way, and they'll say, look, such and such has got questions. I'd love to introduce you to. They introduce me, they introduce them, and then I take over the message. And the only time they don't is if it's not for me, and I'll let them have respond themselves without me there. But I don't ask them. They don't ask permission, do you girls? Stacey, you don't ask permission. She just chucks them straight over there.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I've just said, I usually ask permission, but I feel like I've been trialing an area, a bit of trial and error with that. So if that's what you're doing, and then that's, we might stick with doing it that way too, because it seems to be working for you guys. So all my new girls that are on, let's not ask.
Magnus' question there too, at what point do you guys add them as a friend? I do it as soon as I send them the link to watch. I say in that text, I'm excited to hear what you think of this recording. I've friended you so you can get to know me a little bit better and to see how I do business. I'll follow you up on such and such day. Enjoy the link.
Yeah, I add everyone as a friend, like, pretty much straight away. Like, I want them always to be able to see my page and see what's going on as well.
When they come back with the questions, I do tend to sit there and be like, oh my God, I want to answer this question. And I know I can answer the question, but I really have to sit back and actually just pass it to Jana and let Jana do it. And I know that Jana will answer that as soon as she can. And I don't even put the question that they've answered in there. I just say she's got questions so that Jana knows to ask about the questions. But, I sit there and some days I'm just like, oh, my God, I could answer this question for you. But I really have to really push myself back and not answer that question.
Awesome. Okay, that's good. So I'm learning here too, guys. Like, I've been really playing around with that, how to do the 3-way. So I would, Deb's got a great question there. She said, hey, Jans, do you often get people who stop communicating once they're in a 3-way? Yeah, and
Oh, where'd Jay go? Is she just finished? Oh. So to answer your question, yes and no. We don't have too many, do we, Stace? We've had a few, and that's just Stace. There's a whole rest of the other team too. We'll follow up a couple of times, or I'll say to the girls, it's your turn. Can you pop in there and just either personally message them and see if they're okay? But we've had a pretty good rating. Like, they'll respond. They might not get to the 3-way, or they'll back out once the 3-way's booked in. But most are coming through now. The team have got a lot of momentum happening. So we're not seeing a great deal of that. In saying that, Stacey's had 2 no-shows tonight, but they've booked in another time to chat. But I think, once they see another person, I know it's a little bit scary for some people that they're now in a group message. For a lot of people, it's also, wow, it's not, for a lot of people, they're thinking it's just this one person that's all the way through. So as soon as they see a second person, they're actually feeling a bit relieved. So they're either feeling relieved or they're a bit daunted because it's a group message. It's one or the other. But we're having pretty good, stats on that, I think, compared to when we're asking them. When we're asking them, that's when they were going quiet and we'll get crickets. So now I just tell them, don't get, especially like, there's a lot of momentum on Stacey's leg at the moment, and they're all trying to get lots and lots of 3-ways done. So they, they don't want to be stuffing around. They just want to hand them over to the person that's going to do the Zoom. But we're not seeing a great deal of that now, I wouldn't say. I think, it's just more they've had the chat. They might not, then they might change their mind. But most of them get off that chat and it's a yes too. It might not be yes straight away and we've got to work with them. But, finally I'm doing some 3-ways with Adam. So it's refreshing my verbiage and everything as well, which is great. He's very blunt and just got those questions. You know how Adam is. He knows how to ask those questions. So it's good to have that practice again, because I haven't had that for a long time. My team will come to me for 3-ways, but I sort of haven't been doing that myself, which is great. I know I lost a few that way, Deb, but now I don't have that problem. Yes, 3-ways are only for business, Viv. 3-ways that we start at the beginning, we might help you with a couple of first clients because we want you to all personally, my team, we want to get our clients to a phone call and do that care survey and make sure that we're looking after them better, suggested the right product. But 3-ways are for business only. All right, don't be sending all your clients to your upline to seal the deal for you. They'll never grow and you'll never grow by doing that. Is Jay come back?
I'm back.
Oh.
I'm sorry. My Wi-Fi isn't connected at the house and I don't know what happened. My phone dropped out. But I'm back. I have no idea what I was talking about. But about just basically, we're just touching on the 3-ways, which you've just pretty much covered as well, Jans. Thank you. I guess just making sure we're utilising those, and it really just helps you learn. It helps you duplicate to your team, like how the system works and, the questions that you need to ask and how it is to really bring on a team. I think with that conviction, I think I've learnt that so much lately, Jana, bringing on team for my team, doing those, being the third person. And I don't have the attachment there, I guess. So I'm just kind of straight to the questions, straight to the point, and seem to get that across the line a bit better lately. Yeah, so just making sure you're really working with your upline guys and doing what you can there. But I don't have a lot more to touch on. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have all my notes and stuff in front of me because of the move. I've been 6 days moving. I'm finally finished. But yeah, does anyone have questions that we can, we're happy to answer any questions that you got about anything, not just the stuff we talk about tonight.
Maybe we'll just go over the workflow to get it to that 3-way. So I know I've rebumped that in my team page tonight. Jay, I don't know if you've got something in your page like that. I've got Lauren. I've made her do a recording about it ages ago, so I've just brought that back up in my team page. So unless more questions come up there, how do you create it the 3-way? How does that start happening? Is you've got to, have that momentum. You need to be posting. You've done posting tonight. You need to create that interest. You need to get to know that person. All right, build that relationship up, and then ask them, find that whether they've come straight to you with the opportunity or they're looking at product but they might not be able to afford it. If I showed you a way to get it cheaper, would that interest you? And all those really cool questions. Get them to watch a recording. Pretty simple. Follow up. And then that's when the 3-way begins. So I think that workflow is pretty important as well. That's why it's so important to post. You might not be getting lots of comments, likes, loves on your posts, but if you don't stay consistent and you're not trying to get new people into your Facebook each and every day, nothing's going to turn over. Like, my goal is to get a minimum of 20 new friends a month. 20 new friends into my Facebook, not including the new team, because that'll be cheating. So if I'm not staying consistent in how I'm sharing my posts and my journey, they're not going to know. And the people that are doubting me in the background are going to think I've quit and I'm no longer doing it. So, I still have people come, and I know Jay's the same, Deb's the same, Stacey's the same. People are just waiting and watching. They still want to see you get results, whether it be with the program and product or whether it be with the business. So make sure you stay consistent with those posts, and then, and then give that customer care, because a lot of those people are going to turn into your team as well. And again, into a 3-way. So I'm always inviting my clients to watch an event, always inviting them. They've been on the product for a little while, they're getting results. Cool, I'd love for you to come and hear some other people's results. Would that interest you? Get them to watch that. Oh, there's an opportunity. Oh, wow, you've been following my Facebook page for 2 years. Surely you know that. But anyway, come check out the event. And then that's another in for another 3-way. So I think, this is all really gelled well together, going from posting into creating that 3-way and then that 3-way happening. For me as a leader, 3-way is one of my high-paying activities. So I drop everything for 3-ways. Well, not my kids, but you know what I mean? I drop what I'm doing over, me growing my business or whatever. I'll stop so my team can keep growing their business for those 3-ways. But do you know where I got trapped? And you all need to remember that as you start becoming leaders is got to disconnect as well. Like, Stacey is amazing, my new teamie, and she's now running New Zealand. She's taken over my New Zealand event, so I can step back from that. I'll just be sharing on that. But she does all her own 3-ways now, unless she's got too many, and then she might offload some me. So, make sure that when you're doing those 3-ways that you can try and get them on, but be aware that it's between the Zoom person and the interest. They can't be working it all around you. When I had my full-time job, I couldn't be on those 3-ways. They were always when I was working. So I only got to see a few. So it took me a while to get that 3-way chat perfect. Well, not perfect. You don't want anything to be perfect. You just want it to be raw and natural and all about them. But, so try and get on those 3-ways so then you can start doing those. And, we shouldn't be doing them for 4, 5, 6, 7 levels down. We just need to be making sure we duplicate that.
Yeah, awesome. Does anyone have any questions around that? Is everyone comfortable with doing the 3-way, putting people in 3-way messages and getting them on a call?
Yeah. Can only see a few faces. Everyone's got their cameras turned off.
Yeah.
I've got extremely bad head tonight, so I'm like, I'll just turn that off. But my only comment is, that I've actually struggled with my own and then with teamies, and I had it with Tam not long ago. where the minute I jumped into the three-way, they just went silent, or the minute I added someone into a three-way, they just went silent, and then they stopped talking. So I think, like, I get right to the point where they're like, yep, great, watch an event, do the three-way, or get them to that point, and I don't get them any further. So, I don't know what link I'm missing.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like, it could be just the people. Like, I know from some of the messages I can tell if this person's going to come over or not. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to send this one. Like, I'm really nervous now. Like, I'm sending mine to Adam, because Lauren's having a little bit of time away. And I was nervous because I hadn't done it for such a long time, and I was putting all my trust in him and all those things too. But bang, 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 he just did his couple of messages. He was on the Zoom, and it was done. But then there was one or two that I sent through, and I'm like, oh, they're interested. They've got questions, but I just had that feeling from how their questions were, and checking out, having a bit of a look through their Facebook, that I knew that once I put them through to Adam, nothing happened. They were sort of running for the hills. So I don't know. You just got to keep doing it. I don't think it would have made any difference, if they had kept doing the chat by themselves or asked permission. They probably still would have done the same thing, Debs. We just find that works better, because if we ask, they're like, why? They just keep trying to draw questions out of you if you ask permission. So you're better off just to chuck them in there and then just, and then they sort of just go, oh, yeah, all right, whatever, and or they'll run for the hills. They're either one or the other, they're either going to be a little bit nervous about being chucked in the group message, or they're going to be relieved, because it's not just this one person trying to scam me anymore. There's two of them. So it can't be a scam. But I don't know. We just stick at it and hopefully find some of the diamonds.
I think that's like a bit of the numbers, like you're going to have people that say yes and people that say no. And you just got to, like Adam's always sort of fall in love with the process and just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And always having those conversations. So you've always got three ways, the potential's there rolling around. So you're getting some yeses, some no's, but it doesn't matter because you've got heaps more coming through.
Yeah, that's it. I think you just got to have those numbers coming in, Debs, from everyone that wants to build and grow. They just got to have those numbers coming in, so they don't care when they get that no or that cricket in the background, because they've just got so much going on that it's, they're lost. See you later. And just, I know it's hard to get that momentum. So you've got that many inquiries coming in as well. But I think for me, when I had surgery at the start of the year, my mindset was shot. I wasn't looking after myself and my health because I was recovering from surgery. I wasn't, so I didn't feel like my confidence was in my posts, and it all just spiraled into everything else. But now I'm so mindset and so focused, and I just love the no's. I'm like, cool, yeah, no problem. I hope you're in that job that you love, because they'll tell me their job or they're doing their course. I hope it's what you love, and good luck with it, and best of luck to you. But if you're friending them, like at that message where you have sent them that link, then they're going to keep watching your status. They're going to get FOMO. They'll come back, or they'll just be there being a real cranky pants in the background because you're smashing it and they're not.
And it's like buying a car. When you buy a car and you're like, no one's ever got that car. And then as soon as you start investigating that car, everyone's got the car. Or as soon as you bought it, and then they start seeing it and they're like, oh, okay, this must be. That's what happened to me. I looked at this in April, and then I didn't actually sign on until October, and I signed on because my antenatal mum was doing the business, and I got serious FOMO, and I was like, nah, I'm doing it. So I said no to start off with. I went, nah, can't do it. So always get them on. Show them, start liking their posts so that they are seeing your posts too.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just reading Magda's thing. What time is he following up? No, Magda, another stat. There is basically, what was it, Jana, between 5 and 12 times you need to follow up with somebody. And the average will be 7 follow-ups before they jump on and even respond to you.
Yeah.
So apparently you don't stop following up.
Yeah, it's funny who it's funny which leader you go with. Yeah, which leader or which we've had so many amazing speakers, haven't we? From Eric Warray to Fraser Brooks and all that. But yeah, just keep doing it. I don't if it's not affecting you, I just keep doing it. I remember Lauren doing. You remember the ones that she had for a little while there. Han, I'm just checking in to make sure you haven't drowned in the laundry. Are you okay? Like, she had some really good ones, so you could continue at least 4 or 5 steps down into the laundry to see if you'd get a response from them. I just keep them there. I've got my list. If you guys aren't doing the grid from out of the virtual office, it's in your resources. Just keep them. I've got about, 16 pages of the grid. Oh, it's probably more than that. And I go through them all the time. I go back and go over them because I don't want to go through my phone. That just bores me. There's hundreds of thousands and crazy amounts of messages in there. And I get lost in that if I bring too many forward or my current ones fall too far below. So I rely on that paper grid. I'm a bit old school. Look at this. This is what I've just packed for bloody NMD school. This is my Bible of all my resources. They're going to laugh at me when I rock up. I haven't even printed my reports yet. But
oh, Jana.
I need that visual aid. So that grid is really cool too.
How do you use the grid? That would be a really good question.
It's different for everybody. Color coding. Yeah. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. If it's to do like I'll have clients just purely wanting program and product on one grid, and I'll have business on another grid. I have them fully separated now, and then I'll do a key on the side, whether I'm doing colors that month or I'm doing a 1, 2, 3, 4, or so many ticks equals this. What do you do, Jay?
Yeah, I'm the same. I have I color code and I have one for business and one for products. And I color code if they've ordered or, obviously signed up or whatever. Or if they've said no, like leave me alone. Wipe them out. Don't worry about them. Yeah, and I generally I try and put a date that I have followed up, just so I know in my head, like, I'm actually a bit slack with my grid lately. I don't even know where it is. Like, I haven't been doing it, but that is my system when I use it. Or I tick every time I follow them up, so I can see how many ticks I've got there, how many times I've gone back and chatted to them about it.
Okay.
But yeah, don't ever stop following up. The statistics are about 7 to 8, I'm pretty sure, times. And there is a really cool, it's in Team Freestyle somewhere, the statistics about like exposure to things, exposure to a business like this. So it takes about 5 to 7 exposures for them to actually even go, you know what, I actually might want to do this. So the first one is when you show them an event. Second one might be follow-up. You think about all these exposures. So it's not that you're being a pest. It's just that they need to be exposed to it quite a few times, and, then they might come around to it. Oh, yeah, I wish I knew off the top of my head where it was, but it's really cool to look at those statistics. So I'm just trying to think if I've got it in my team page. I'll have a look for it, guys, and I'll share it with you all. But, yeah, it's great to see that you're not being a pain, and that's how many times it takes most people to jump on board. Some people are just like straight up, yeah, okay, I'm doing this, but most are not. So don't think anything of that. And I guess always, like I said before, tell them that you're going to follow them up, so you're not being a pest. Like you've already said, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to check in tomorrow or the next day. So that's one. You know that you've got that. The next time, just be like, oh, hey, hon, I didn't hear from you. How you going? And then I say on the third one, look, I'm not here to be a pest. I make sure I say that. I'm not here to like be a pain in the ass. Or I'm not here to grind your gears. I just want to be professional. Like I said, I was going to follow you up. Things life happens, you could be busy. I hope everything's okay. Are you all right? That kind of stuff. So, just showing that you actually care about what's going on with them. You're not just like a robot. Oh, did you watch that link again yet? Just checking in and seeing how that genuinely are. There might be something actually wrong. Stop telling yourself stories, because we don't know what's going on. I think to get that in our head, like, oh, they wouldn't want this. Shit could happen, really. They might not have even seen it. I guess that's the biggest thing about all of this business, isn't it? We get into our own head and listen to what we, listen to that. But, yeah, don't ever stop following up. Anyway, that was the point of my rant there.
Yeah, I'm one to look at my phone and go, oh yeah, I'll talk to them later, and I put it down, and like 4 days later I'm like, oh shit, I was meant to talk to you and I didn't. So I'm very much one of those people who is busy and looks at the phone, puts it down, especially with my mum. So, you know, they could be doing that to you. So do always follow up and do always send a little reminder and nudge.
And if I feel like sometimes friends, when your friends start like ghosting you, you're like, okay, you know, and then just say, you know, it doesn't matter about, you know, one thing is it doesn't matter about the business. Like, I'm still your friend first and foremost. Like, some people start getting a bit weird if you reach out to them, and I'm like, no, you know, you need to I reiterate that that's not, I'm not there to be a pain. I'm there to be there. They asked for information. I was just trying to share it like they wanted. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a great more to say about that, Jana. Do you have anything else to add?
I thought of something, now I've forgotten. I thought of something, now totally blown my mind. It came back. So another cool tool that we do use in our messages, which I'm sure you girls do, like I know it drives Adam insane because I use it all the time and Jay used it the other day, but in all my messages, if I tell these people when I'm working this up to the three-way, when they're watching an event, I'll say, look, I'm going to follow up with you on Sunday. I use the planner in that message, and it says, you know, it's really just simple, just message follow up and a little apple or something. And then when you know, they're having their Zoom, I give them the Zoom details, and again I make a plan and you know, chat with, you know, Deb with a star or something. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't look too stressful. I don't want to put business chat. I don't want to scare them away so it sounds really official, because a lot of people, when it comes to business, that's their biggest thing is, I don't think I'm capable of owning my own business or running my own business. That's one of their biggest fears that come up, is they don't think they're worthy, or they don't think they can do this. Anyone can do this. So there's lots of cool tools that you can be using to, you know, to try and make sure that, you know, you're getting that process done, that they're watching the recording like they say they're going to, that you're following up when you're going to.
Chance, there's like a funny crackle in your phone. Is everybody else hearing that? Yeah, that's
my computer.
Yeah, there's something going on with the speaker. Were there any more questions, guys? Because we've been, you know, 40 minutes. We don't want to keep you guys too long just rambling on. Like, we're just here to answer your questions and help you guys with things that, I know our team trainings on Monday are amazing for being inspired, but sometimes you don't want to ask questions on there. I know I don't want to ask questions on there myself sometimes. I'll wait and put it in the smaller groups. But, you know, I guess this is what we just want to make sure this is a place that you guys are getting your questions met. Everyone's good?
I'll press stop and I'll